Fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians, whom you have seen today, you shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. But lift up thy rod, and stretch out thy hand over the sea, and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground. Oh, bless the Lord. The name of my message today is entitled A Waymaker. Because God is a Waymaker. The children of Israel were complaining that Moses had brought them to a place where it seemed like there was no hope. Sometimes in a relationship or marriage or a certain situation where it don't look like there's no hope, but then there's God. Yeah. And the Lord told them to stand still so you can see it's not you, it's me that's going to do this thing. Sometimes in the midst of your struggles and your battles, your shortcomings and your hardships, you need to quit doing whatever you're doing. And let the Lord do what he does. And you don't have to let the Lord, because he don't need a permission slip to engage. He's in charge. He's a sovereign God. He can take over. Sometimes you just need to stand still. Take a time out. Look at your neighbor and say, it's time to take a time out. My God is faithful. He's a waymaker. I'm not going to be long before you, but I'm going to show you some of the things that the Lord has done throughout the Bible. And also, there's some things that you can relate your life to, so you know that God is forever faithful. He's not slacking his promises concerning you. He turned a sea into a bridge because he's a waymaker. He turned water into wine because he's a waymaker. He turns death into life because he's a waymaker. Sorrow into joy, hate into love, confusion into understanding, fear to courage, trouble to peace, sickness to healing, darkness to light, pride to humility, weakness to strength, doubt to trust, defeat to victory, hardship to peace, because my God is a waymaker. God is a waymaker. He is a forgiver of sin. Matthew 9, he says that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sin. My God is a waymaker. My God is the keeper of my soul. Gospel of John chapter 10 verse 28 says, and I give unto them eternal life, and they should never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father which gave them me is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. Because my God is a waymaker. He's able to keep me in the midst of this perverted and foolish world. Yes, he is. My God is a waymaker because he's able to meet my needs according to the riches of his glory. Yes, my God is a waymaker. When he wrote me off, he ordained me to be who I am. And what he's open for me is open for me. And what he's closed for me is closed for me. And the victory and the deliverance that the Lord gives, sometimes he told them, the Egyptians who have muffled you, who have abused you, you would never see them again. And I'm here to testify that some of you have been delivered from some things that you would never taste again because God is who he is. He's a waymaker. It doesn't take long to want to praise his name. When you think about what you used to be and who you are now. The Bible says if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17, all things have passed away. Behold, all things new. Why? Because my God is a waymaker. I am not who I used to be. Why? Because my God is a waymaker. Psalmist said, promise keeper, miracle worker. Light in the dark. That is who you are. How many of you know the Lord to be light in darkness. Maybe somebody want to testify. Maybe somebody might get excited if I say the right things. Some of you was a dope fiend before, but now you're holy and sin. Some of you are drunkards and prostitutes and fornicators and thieves and robbers. But since my God is a way maker, you will always be church. But my God is a way maker. As I scroll through the hands of time, and I look through these books of the Bible, and I see how he took Moses through a flood, I said, my God is a way maker. When I saw he took Daniel through the lion's den, I said, yes, he's a way maker. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego through the fiery furnace, yes, he is a way maker. And I thought about Joseph in prison, and I think about, what has he done for you? So I said, what have you done for me lately? He woke me up this morning and started me on my way. My God is a way maker. Yes, he filled me with his spirit. The Bible said he put it in us to do of his good pleasure according to the purpose of his will. He felt like it. He felt like loving me. He felt like keeping me. He felt like saving me. He felt like using me. He felt like using you. Our God is the way maker. Yes, he might not show up when you want him to, but he is always on time.
Mighty God.
Remember the story of Lazarus? He died and his sisters ran into him. They said, Lord, if you would have been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Show me where you buried him. Show me where your problems is. Show me where you laid him down. Show me where your hardship is. They dealing with death. He walks up to where the tomb is, and he called Lazarus by his name, and he had to call him, because if he didn't call, everybody else would have came out. So he said, Lazarus, come hither. First they told him that, hey, he's been dead 4 days. He stinking by now. Some of your problems stink by now. But since you have a God that's a way maker, there's no time limit on him when he's going to show up and do what he does. Amen. All power is in his hands. That's why he is a way maker. Amen. He is the good shepherd that laid down his life for you while you were yet still a sinner. He loved you before you loved him. He cared for you before you cared for him. The Bible says he chose us in him before the foundations of the world. Wrote our names in the Lamb's book of life, and he led you through the fiery darts of this world and get you to a place where God the Father revealed who Jesus is, and now you saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh, bless his name. If you can testify that he's a way maker, it's okay to raise your hand. It's okay to stomp your feet and to clap your hands. It's okay to say, hallelujah. Oh, bless the Lord, oh my soul. Yes. Told you they wrote me off, my school teachers, the neighbors. They said, boy, you're going to die before you're 21, you ain't turned 60. Some of them very people are in my class. I teach them. When God opened a door for you, it's nothing they can do. You can't give him counsel. You can't turn back the plans of the Lord. He picked who he wants to do and do what he wants to do with who he picked. He has chosen you, and the world don't like it, but guess what? They can't do nothing about it. Because my God is the most high God. And when he swore, he looked, he checked it out, he didn't screw up like nobody else. He swore by himself. When I was a little kid, we used to of my soul, the captain of my salvation. He's my strong tower, my shield, my buckler. He's my manna from heaven. He's the wheel in the middle of the wheel. He's water when I'm thirsty. He's the way out of no way. He's the good shepherd. He's the ancient of days. He's the Lord of hosts. He's the leader of armies. He's the one man. He is who he said he will. He will do what he said he will. My times of trouble, I call on the name of Jesus. They think I'm crazy because I'm not scared to say it out loud. Some of you pray in silence when the enemy is all over you. I cry out, Jesus, Jesus, in the name of Jesus. And the Bible says demons tremble at the name of Jesus. I got demons all around me. I'm blowing Jesus' name up everywhere I go. Hello, hey, praise the Lord. If you acting foolish, the Lord will rebuke you. Power in the name of Jesus. Yes. He's a defense. He's an offense. He's a fighter. He's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. He's a refuge, a fortress, a strong tower, a shield, a buckler. He is a mighty God. And besides him, there is no other God. There is no other help. There is no other way. Death has been swallowed up in victory. Grave, where's your sting? The tomb is empty. We win.
We win.
How many like winning? Raise your hand. If you don't like winning, you're in the wrong church. Because in Christ you win. There's victory in Jesus. He is a way maker. I want you to turn your Bibles to Matthew chapter 15, verse 21. Christ was coming to the earth. He says it's just meant for him to go to the lost sheep of Israel, not the Gentiles. But I'm going to show you what happened if you press hard enough. You don't have to stay like you are. You don't have to keep suffering. You don't have to keep coming up short. You don't have to be broken and bruised. God has a way to restore. Hello? Here in chapter 15 of the Gospel of Matthew, beginning at verse 21. Are you there?
Amen.
Then Jesus went thence and departed into the coast of Tyre and Sidon. And behold, a woman of Canaan, which was one of the Jews, came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. Because he's from the tribe of Judah. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. We're reading out of King James, that word should be rendered a demon. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she cried after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. Sometimes all you got to say is, Lord, help me. Listen to this.
Thank you.
But he answered and said, It's not meant to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. Dogs eat anything. She was a Gentile. Gentiles didn't have no kosher diet like the Jews did. It says dogs. They count them as dogs. It goes on to say this. And she said, True, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. See, when you're broken enough, you don't mind getting offended if you know deliverance is right there. She knew that he was a deliverer. She knew he was a waymaker. And he goes on to say, Then Jesus answered and said to her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it in this as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from the very hour. First, I'm a dog. Send her away. She cried for something. It ain't her turn yet. So you think. When you get close to Jesus, it's your turn. That woman with the issue of blood, she got close to Jesus, her turn came up. Blind Bartimaeus, high, kept crying out, hey, keep him down, silence him. He cried out the more because he know the Lord was close. God is close to you. Cry out for the name of Jesus. Cry out, Lord, help me. Cry out, Lord, heal me. Cry out, heal my marriage. Heal my children. Cry out. He's a way maker.
Amen.
She cried out. And she says, even the dogs get the crumbs. If you give me just a little of you, I won't be the same. I'll be whole. Just a little. Look at your neighbor and say, all you need is a little Jesus. To fix your troubles. To heal you. Yes, he's a way maker. A creator. A sustainer. A forgiver of sin. A giver of life eternal. A God of purpose and power. A mighty God. Cast out demons. Even the wind and the sea obeyed his name. The wind and the sea, they said, when he was in the hind part of the ship and they woke him up and said, don't you care we got perished? Can we perish? He stood up and said, peace, be still. Sometimes you need the Lord to show up in your problems and say, peace, be still. Sometimes you need the Lord to show up for you. Quit trying to be tough. You ain't tough. You've been losing. Look at them and say, you ain't tough. You ain't tougher than the devil, are you? You've been thinking you are. That's why you've been getting all beat up. Our defense is the Lord. It's not ourselves. Salvation is of the Lord. It's not ourselves. Provision is of God. It's not ourselves. The shepherd is responsible for keeping the sheep. The sheep follow the shepherd. He walks out in front of them, not behind. It's important for you to follow your shepherd. The shepherd in charge of protecting the sheep. Hello? So today, I'm telling you, cry out. You have a God that's able. Cry out. All power is in his hands. Cry out. He is light in darkness. Cry out. He's a miracle worker. Cry out. He's a promise keeper. Cry out. He is forever faithful. He is who he says he is. And he can do what he say he can do. My God. Oh, bless the name of my God. Sometimes people get mixed up and they say, well, he's Michael the Archangel, but I say, no, he's not. He's Jesus the Lord. He's the King of glory, the Lord strong and mighty. He's born of a virgin, and her name was Mary, of the tribe of Judah in Bethlehem. He was betrayed by one of his own, Judas Iscariot, for 30 pieces of silver. Zechariah 11:12 tells us it's the price of a slave. They betrayed Christ for a price of a slave. 30 pieces of silver. When they offered to let him go, they chose Barabbas. I said to myself, what kind of foolishness is that? And I thought about it. Because I always want to ration stuff out. Just ration it all out of my mind. I said, listen, Barabbas didn't heal nobody. Where were they at? Where were the people that was lepers that were healed? Where were the blind Bartimaeus at when they asked about? What about the woman with the issue of blood? Where was she at? What about when he fed the multitudes with the fish and the loaves of bread? Where were all of those people at when he was crying out who to let go? They were under the influence of the Pharisees. And sometimes you, as believers, you still be influenced by other people. Amen. But you shouldn't have nothing in your life to influence you more than God. Because he loved you when you didn't love him. He cared for you when you didn't care for him. And I want to show you the love that God has for you. I want you to open your Bibles to the Gospel of John. You know, I was just listening to chapter 17. I was just listening to John speak about his daughter. I remember she was in Wednesday night Bible school. And if you ever had a reason to praise the Lord, hallelujah, it's when your children come to the Lord. Amen. Yeah. Trust me, he ain't too praising them yet. No, sir. It's on. And what's good about being in fellowship, we're going to praise the Lord with it. Amen. Hello? Amen. We We're going to praise the Lord with you, Brother John. We're going to praise the Lord with you. When you're baptized, we're going to be there with you. We're going to celebrate in the goodness of Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
Here in the Gospel of John, chapter 17, I told you before, this is the Lord's Prayer. This is also Christ's longest prayer in the Bible. Here, verse 23, it says, I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me, and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. What he's telling you, God the Father loved you the same as he loved me. Isn't that deep? You who were a sinner, dead in trespasses, doing your own thing, God loved you through that. And the same love he has for his son, who knew no sin, he has for you. You know what that told me? After examining all my studies in the Bible, all those hours and classes and all that, some of that cuckoo stuff they was telling me, it showed me that God only had one kind of love, and it's wide open. No, I love you just a little, and I just love you just enough to get you to point B. I love wide open whoever I love. It's no small love in God. It's nowhere in the Bible you're going to see God only loved them a little for a few days, and then he was done with them. It's wide open. Isn't it good to know that your Waymaker has his veil wide open with his love for you? Yes. He got his veil wide open with blessings for you. Yes. Somebody should be dancing. So when we say God is a way maker, he can take sin away. And guess what? The Bible said without the shedding of blood there could be no remission of sin. So our way maker had to give himself up that you would have a way. He laid his life down that you may live. He died that you may live. The way maker. But he said if you destroy this temple, 3 days, I'll raise it up. He didn't need permission from Herod to do so. He told him that he would raise it up. Our God is alive, and he's alive forevermore. He was, is, and is to come. My soul say right now, oh, how I love Jesus. My soul says, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. Yes. My soul says, here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. My soul says, he has seen a way for me when there wasn't no way. How many of you know that God has made a way for you? I've seen people here right now that I see you was close to death. I visited you in the hospital when they wrote you off. And now you're in fellowship. Some of you might want to wave your hand and testify when the death angel was trying to show up. God had another plan for you. That's a way maker. You remember when you went in church and you was hanging out at the clubs, doing this, that, and the other? But he's a way maker. Look at you now, all dressed up in church on Sunday, coming to praise the Lord, because he's a way maker. The sins have been forgiven because he's a way maker. You got a piece of God, you got a piece of God, because he's a way maker. He's the keeper of your soul because he's a way maker. Your marriage is still a marriage because he is a way maker. Spirit ministers